Hello.
Good morning.
Are you excited to be here?
Yes.
This is our very first event for the year for Garib, so you're welcome. Okay, before we take off, we're going to invite Dennis Abaka to give us the opening prayer.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have the
Can we get up to praise?
Okay.
Please, shall we be on our feet? With our eyes closed, shall we bow our heads down for a prayer? Heavenly Father, we thank you for such a wonderful gathering like this. We pray that God, your Spirit will take us through. We ask for understanding. We ask for knowledge. We ask that this program will be successful. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abaka. Invite Mr. Ebenezer to introduce the dignitaries.
You're watching?
Can we give him a clap?
Hello. Good morning to all of us. It's such a wonderful gathering and a memorable one as the association turned a new face. We welcome all of us. I would say the most important dignitaries are all of us who are present here. And all agents here, all developers here, you're all welcome. And I would like to introduce some personalities in our midst. We do have Mr. Rashad Saini from Mikasa. Yes, can do it better. Yes, he's a co-founder of Mikasa. Wow. And we also have Mr. David Osei. He's the big man for Montgomery. Montgomery's residence. And we have Miss Hannah Tiase, founder, a co-founder, a founding member of Garib, this honorable association. And we also have Mr. Chris Abose, also a founding member of the association. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ebenezer. And we're supposed to also have Mr. Kelvin Nyami, who is also a co-founder of Mikasa and a co-founder of Garib. All right, so we're going to move on to the next activity where we invite Miss Hannah Atiasi to give us a brief intro on the purpose of this gathering.
Thank you so much, Gloria. And I want to thank you all for being here this morning. So give yourself a round of applause. Thank you so much. I know you could be anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here. So thank you so much. So briefly, I want to talk about the purpose of this gathering. Why are you here today? So first of all, it's to introduce all of you to Montgomery Residences, okay? It's the first of its kind. It has an incredible golf course, the horse riding range, etc. But later on, you will be able to have a tour of this magnificent estate. So that's one of the reasons why you are here today. And also, as you realize during the networking opportunity, you are all real estate brokers, right? So it's an opportunity for a partnership between Montgomery Residences and every real estate broker here. So every property that you manage to sell, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Is anybody excited about that? Okay, I'm the only one, I guess, right? So it's a partnership with Montgomery Residences and all real estate brokers who are here today, okay? And also, it is an opportunity to acknowledge the change of name from GAR to GAREB, which is Ghana Association of Real Estate Brokers. Just a show of hands, how many of you are already members of GAREB? Let's see. So it means the rest of you have got to get on board. I know Chris will be giving you more information about the benefits of being a part of GAREB. And then also, we're going to have an induction ceremony to introduce all the new electives, all the executives for Gareb, okay? These are individuals who will be propelling the association to newer dimensions and greater heights, right? Right? Oh my gosh! All right, and then finally, it's an opportunity to network with other real estate brokers. I always say that your network is your net worth. Thank you so much for coming this morning, and stay tuned for more.
Fantastic, Anna. Thank you so much for this. All right, so we are going to invite Mr. Chris Ni Abose to give us some remarks.
Hi. I think we've done most of the conversations for those who came earlier, but it's just to give you a brief of where we've come from, where we are going, where we are, and where we are going. So GAREB, I'm adding EB because we started as GAR. The EB was added some few months ago because there's a confusion between GAR and GRA and some other stuff. Anyway, so how did we start this? A couple of agents that 4 or 5 years ago were having different WhatsApp platforms. We create WhatsApp platforms to do business among ourselves, and 2 or 3 of us said, listen, it's too much of different WhatsApp platforms. Let's just put everything together. So we put everything together. It was myself, Hannah, there's one man who is not here, Ando Properties, Andrews. He's now into food and other stuff. So
is that real estate?
No, he's doing real estate, but he's more, he has restaurants around. So I think he's
Andrews.
Okay, so Andrews, Hannah, myself, Jones, a couple of agents, we put our groups together. We're about 200 or more agents that we can now do business among ourselves. Then we realized that, okay, listen, if we are this many, why not form something that can be a force, to get the government to listen to us or to get people to acknowledge who we are. So we registered a company. At first, we wanted to do GER, was a Ghana Association of Realtors. And we didn't know that Realtors was a name that was coined in the US. And so we have problems with the US company writing to us and saying, hey, stop using our name. So we quickly have to change to Ghana Association of Real Estate Brokers. Then those who came earlier, I was trying to explain between an agent and a broker and a developer, the differences. So the brokers had agents under them, and those of us who were agents were just, part of the whole association. So that's been the transition. 4 or 5 years down the line, some of us have put our money, our time, our efforts and everything into this. So that if you want something done in the real estate market, or you have like a developer or who's done this, he has to just call GREB members to come in, get connected, and then we do business among ourselves, make money along the line, and then that's it. That's the whole brain or idea, when we were doing this. Hannah was asking me to add the membership benefits and all of that. I'm sure you pick up flyers and you go onto our website to get most of them. But the first one is what I did earlier, networking. You need to know someone. I only give you a business if I know you, if I can trust you. So I was telling you guys to at least know about 10 people who are around. These are the same people you meet in the business. So if I do lands, for example, if you want any land, you have to come to me if you know me, isn't it? Yeah. If you are doing real estate or rentals in cantonments, and I'm doing lands anyway, but I have somebody who's looking for a rental in cantonment, and I know you, what do? I connect you to that person. That's the business. So it doesn't have to be all the time you are going to knock people's doors and do adverts and here and there. It's a network, and like he said, your network is your net worth. That's most important. So that's one. Trainings and forums like this, symposiums and other conversations that we have amongst ourselves. That's another benefit. Now we have in-house legal people who also advise on legal issues. So there's one of our co-founders who's a lawyer, Jude Edward Mankwa, his Bundo Chambers. So he helped us put our, whatever together, the bill, our constitution, everything together. So if you have legal stuff, like we always do, you forget to sign contracts, then somebody doesn't want to pay you your commission. So this happens that all those issues are legal issues. So he will advise. I only hope we don't end up in court. Some of these it's just stressful. So those are things, and then normally we give advice amongst ourselves. So if I'm doing lands and you are going to buy a land in Pampram, I've done business in Pampram for 7 or 8 years. I know all the wahala in there. If you're going to deal with somebody I know is not trustworthy, then I can advise you, don't do that, or go to this person or that person. That's what you can get without even going to pay money to someone, even though I will charge you though. So in between all of that, those are some of the benefits that you can get. And then, like I was explaining, now there's a board. There's a real estate agency board the government has set up that will now be doing trainings and give you certifications. So hopefully, if that is done by the end of the year, you have to now go and take exams. And what we will be doing is helping you get ready for the exams. So we'll be doing in-house Apple, what we did in school, Apple training and all of that. We'll try and solve the past questions or whatever it may be before you go and write the exams. We will do those things amongst ourselves. And I mean, all the other benefits that human institutions come with. I won't bore you guys with a long talk. If you have more questions, you meet me at the side, we'll talk. But if not, welcome to Ghana Association of Real Estate Brokers. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chris. Give her a hand.
Thank you, Gloria. This is the moment we've all been waiting for, I'm sure. Right? Oh my gosh. Are we tired this morning? No. Okay, all right. Let's get started. So we have come to the part of the induction ceremony where I will be introducing all the executive elects. So ladies and gentlemen, real estate brokers, it is my honor to introduce the new president, Jacob Ansong. Where are you? Please come. Stand right there. We all want to see your face and know who you are. If you can move all the way to the end. Yes, well done. Congratulations. And then somebody who will be supporting him in this enormous task, the VP, Vice President Ebenezer Abuaji. Congratulations. And then we have the money man, the treasurer, Evans Tete. Congratulations. We also have the organizing and social director, Benjamin Ajimine. The membership director, Ransford Aleki. And then we have our dearly beloved secretary taking all the notes for all the minutes, Catherine Opoku Ampoma, there you go. And then not only do we have the pastor, but we have the website and social media director, Dennis Abanki. Please give them a round of applause because this is an enormous task to be able to run the association. And if I may, I would like to give you some advice. Is that okay with everybody? 3 key things that you want to take into great consideration. Number 1, have inner motivation. We all know that the association runs on membership dues, runs on donations, right? So understand that while you are going to be running the association, there is no salary, there is no allowance. So you've got to have inner motivation that keeps you moving this vision forward, right? So number 1, inner motivation, you've got to have it. Secondly, I want to encourage you to be consistent. Consistency is key. If you decide to do something at the beginning, make sure that you're going to do it all the time, all right? So consistency is key. And finally, I want to encourage you to be transparent. Be a people of integrity. Transparency is key. That way, all the members will have confidence, they will have comfort, and it will bring great credibility to this association. Thank you very much, and congratulations to all of you. Gloria?
Thank you very much, and congratulations to all of you. I'm going to invite your new MC. So I'm going to invite Miss AC to take over from me to continue with the rest of the program. Please give a hand of applause. Oh, continue. She's coming. Continue. Continue. Louder.
Thank you. My name is Ezia Hing. Well, I'd like to welcome you after you welcoming me. I'd like to say that Mr. Jacob Ansom would give the executive response after the introduction of the members. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and the board, the CEO of Montgomery Residence, and then my colleague brokers and agents, the media, and all members present. Good morning to you all, and you are welcome. My heartfelt gratitude goes to all our invited guests and the general membership of GAREP for short, for honoring the invitation to join us induct our newly executives elect and witness the swearing in of the new executive members of our noble association. During this period, I have come to know many of you who are here today. I am impressed by your love for this industry, your respect for its history, and your confidence in its future. I look forward to working with you as we chart the next years and beyond. I'm privileged to work with a talented and dedicated group of individuals and within an industry rich in vitality and promise. Indeed, I deem it a great honor and privilege as I stand here to give the speech as the new president of Ghana Association of Real Estate Brokers. And for that matter, I thank you all for the opportunity and for the trust you have placed in me. We have come a great distance since 2018 when GAREP was birthed, and yet, in important ways, we are rooted to the time-tested principles and values of which GAREP was founded. I shall not depart from those values. I will draw from the wisdom and experiences of my predecessors, Chris and Hannah. I believe ardently that GAREP's unwavering mission is to invest in the future by sharing knowledge to develop the real estate industry to best support the growth of Ghana and our client business goals. Members' ideas will be warmly received and utilized so long as they feel they fall within the interest of the association and are practicable. Thanks to all who have already shared their ideas and suggestions with me. I deem it a step in the right direction. But I want to highlight a few thoughts I would like to see come into fruition. It's about strengthening relationship with other bodies. First, embracing the core values of integrity, innovation, and growth. We would like to nurture deep and abiding relationships with all stakeholders, maintaining an ongoing dialogue at all times to become the most valued real estate broker partner for our clients who seek responsive, reliable, and intelligent solutions tailored to their requirements. So, GREDA, Ghana Real Estate Developers Association, I say they are the mother of the real estate industry. I look forward to a more strengthening relationship with GREDA and wish to see us have more consultative meetings to enable us to resolve most of the challenges facing the industry. Our work together will help us adhere to and maintain professional standards and best practices. Also, the Ministry of Works and Housing. As an association, we shall always be available to team up with the ministry to sanitize our market and ensure that unethical practices are reported to the regulator in good time. I pledge my support to delegate members and submit recommendations when called upon to do so towards the development of the industry. We would also like to work closely with the ministry and all other stakeholders to realize the implementation of the Real Estate Act 2020 in order to sanitize our industry. Our chairman mentioned it earlier, the Act. For the other bodies and institutions in the industry, like Lands Commission, Rent Control Department, Gareb will be willing to collaborate and support your cause for the betterment of the industry. We shall encourage more members to join the association. We shall encourage more training programs for members to boost their professionalism. One of my greatest visions is for Gareb to be recognized nationwide and globally. To achieve that, the newly executives will be focusing on training programs, especially the Real Estate Act 2020, for the clear understanding of all members. It is also my objective to make Gareb membership attractive by rewarding dedicated members, introducing membership entitlements such as car stickers, also Gareb cloths and other souvenirs. Surely, if we aspire, we will achieve all the enumerated plans with the support of all our partners in the industry. Yes, as brokers, we should aspire as per our objectives to promote, raise, maintain and uphold a high standard in the industry in order to create a community of brokers that can effect change. Yes, we should aspire to operate an open, transparent framework which encourages learning and spread the knowledge of transacting real estate business. We will listen to you and work to respond to your need. You have the ability to deliver original thinking in reply. We look forward for durable, fraternal relationships. We aim to be your ideal management team and grow with you to create sustainable value into the future. I wish to thank the outgoing management and all previous executive members who have worked diligently to bring the association thus far. In moving the association even further, we, the new executive members, cannot do so without the support of our entire membership, and indeed our colleagues from other institutions. Finally, I wish to thank you all and wish you all well, and wish us to a happy induction day. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was the response from the current president, your latest new president, Mr. Jacob Anson. I understand that the media would also like to share with us what collaborative efforts they can have with Gareb and how they can advance your cause. So if we can have the media give us a short speech. Property Express, thank you. Well, so I'd like to say, while she walks over here, I'd like to say that when I received the invitation to MC this program, I was quite excited because I looked at the website and I saw what amazing things are happening. I said, oh, really, right here in Ghana? You've done such a great job with the website. You've been thorough. I see, even from, you haven't gotten that far, but I see you've gotten a lot far, because I can't imagine anyone having made such advancement enough at this point to be able to, you know, get to this point, if you get what I'm saying. Yeah, within the scope of the environment and the current developmental situation that we're in, I think this is amazing. I saw the final plan also, where you aim to get to, and it's phenomenal. I already shared your contact with someone, and they're looking into you, so this is exciting. So please, Property Express will have a short story for us, and they tell us about media collaborations and how you can help them sell. Okay, great, thank you. What's your name, please? I'm Bridget. Please introduce yourself.
Okay. Thank you, and I think good morning once again. My name is Bridget York from Property Express. So you can see in my hand I have one of our magazines. We are the organizers of Ghana Property Awards, and Ghana Property Awards in the diaspora, UK precisely. We have an upcoming program, which is the Housing and Energy Forum in April. Okay, so now today I'm here to talk about our magazine. Because you are those who will be part of this wonderful organization, GAREP, and those who will be willing to join next time, and those who are into the property industries, we have a discount for you. In our magazines, we do an online advertisement, and we have the hard copy we also do. We do it quarterly. In a year, we produce about 4 magazines within a year. So this is our first edition for the year, and it goes for 15 cedis. In it, when you buy, there's a subscription form. Because you are attending this program, we are willing to give you 50% discount to advertise anything you want to advertise, especially those in the property industries. You have a property you want to advertise, you have maybe a land you want to sell, anything, you can advertise it here. And one of the advantage you have is that we sell it across. Our readership is around all the embassies. It is there. Our magazines are there. And our circulation power is in all the property industries, hotels, most of the big hotels, you know. I can't just call them, but if you want more details, I can send you email by email, everything you want to know. So when you're advertising in our magazine, it means you're going worldwide. Yeah, you're going worldwide. So I want you to take the advantage and see me at the back. It's just go for 15 cedis. The subscription form is inside. You feel whether you want a front page, back page, it goes with the price, but we are giving you 50%. After this place, if you don't feeling after here, when you call me and you're not part of the people that subscribed here, please, you're going to the original, back to the original price. So members of GAREP and I think President, your property, I think you have to be in the magazine so that those who are living in the diaspora, you know, we have a lot of people in the diaspora who have a problem with buying properties. At times, they want to buy properties, but they have a problem because giving it to a family member, they will squander your money and you come back with nothing. So if we have somebody that we can rely on, and we can also say, I know him by face, I think I've met the man in charge of this property, we can recommend them fast. And when they buy our magazine, they can see your property in it. So please take the advantage and advertise yourself. After that, we will have a short interview with some of few people. If you also want to talk about your property, we give you some few seconds to also advertise yourself. But all will go to GAREP website or anything. So thanks so much.
Thank you, Bridget. That was a good sale pitch for your magazine. So I understand that Mr. David Osei, who has supported this gathering. As a matter of fact, he enabled you to be able to have this, event here. He will have a short speech for us. And I've learned that, this is currently the biggest golf course estate in Ghana. That's exciting. Wow. Most impressive. So if Mr. David Osei will tell us more about the estate, we'll be happy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You're all welcome. My name is David Osei, and I'm the CEO of Silicon Accra Tech City. So here is Silicon Accra. It's a 60-acre development, and it is divided into 3 portions. So that is a business park that is coming up very soon. The middle here is a 9-hole golf course, and there's a golf bay. Then over there is Montgomery Residences. Very soon you're gonna see it. So over there too, there's an 8-acre recreation park also over there. So it's a first in Ghana. It's the first gated golf estate in Ghana, the second in West Africa. Thank you. The second in West Africa. But before I continue my speech, let me thank the GAREP team. You've done very well. And also Catherine. She's done extremely well. I think she was here as late as 5 to 6 yesterday, arranging a play. So a very big thank you to all of you. And we are very glad to welcome you here. In fact, you are the first event we are hosting here. We haven't opened officially. But they put some strings to have you here. So thanks very much for coming. Yes, like I was saying, the whole development is a 60-acre development divided into 3 portions. And we are the first gated golf estates in Ghana, the second in West Africa. Last year, we were named the best residential development in Africa by the International Property Awards UK. So we had the best residential, the best office development, and this year we're named the best mixed-use development in Africa. And that is very big by the IPA. So I completely understand what you are trying to do with the Africa Property Magazine here. So yes, you are welcome here. Thank you. And that we are also in big support of Gareb, because I've lived a little in the US, a little in the UK, and there's a lot of structure in the real estate industry. That is something we don't have here. The real estate industry is one of the biggest industries in the whole world. There's over $6.4 trillion of asset storage in real estate. And if you are looking for any industry that gives the highest return on investment to the people, to the agents and the brokers, is the real estate industry. You know, everywhere in the world it is known. Except Ghana here, we are yet to see that here because there's no structure. So that is one of the most exciting things that I actually, that made us to actually open up, like to you guys, because of the structure you are trying to put in the industry. It is good for us as a business if there's structure, because I don't see my properties being posted the same pictures by 20 agents with different prices and different interiors. Can you imagine? So they will take the outdoor pictures, they'll go and take some interior somewhere. And if you're going through the outdoor, I'm like, no, this is not an interior. I'm like, what kind of confusion is this? Or you see my interior with somebody's exterior all posted together, and I try to reach out to them, and like nobody's responded. So it will be very good for all of us if we have that structure. And we are a company that pays agents promptly. So all the agents that we've worked with, we've paid them promptly. We've paid almost tens of thousands of dollars, almost getting to the hundreds, to agents. So when you are here, you are seeing the buildings here, there are other agents that put their, sweat here. We have a lot of people buying from the US, from the UK, even from Ghana here. And like I said, this is a lifestyle estate. There are so many houses around, but we don't put ourselves in that bracket. We don't compare ourselves to other real estate companies. You will not do yourself a favor if you go marketing us as another house, of us a resort. So this is a golf resort estate. So this concept is very similar in the US and in Mexico, where you have a whole resort, but you can choose to go there per night basis, per week basis, or even own it for yourself. It has everything that you need for a resort. So it has a golf course, it has a swimming pool, it has a basketball, it has the shopping centers. So we are putting up everything around here. I think from here, we'll give you a little bit of a tour. The team are here. If you need any other question, they'll be more than glad to also answer you. If you have any question for me, you can ask me now if I sit down. Any question? Okay, you're all very good. So, okay, there's one question there.
How do we actually get in touch with them?
Okay, so there are two ways you can do it. One way is through Gareb, and that is what I was actually proposing. That if you want to come through us, you can come through Gareb, or you can meet our sales team. That's Hannah here. You can meet Hannah, you can meet myself, you can meet like Roland, you can meet some of the sales people. But you can go through Gareb also. Okay. Okay, is that no question? Okay. All right, very good question. I wish I can answer you that boldly, because Ghana here, everything keeps moving. But we've actually opened the first phase already. We had people staying here for like a short stay. So when you go, you will see that people have stayed there for a short stay. So we are open for short stays. It's starting at $1,000 a night. And it comes with the whole house, with all food inclusive, to up to 6 people. People see us a cheaper alternative than going to some of the other resorts or even going to the hotel. Because imagine if you are 6 or 8 of you divided by 1,000, and you have like a whole villa with a whole kitchen and all food inclusive for yourself. They find it more. And we have a quad bike arena here also. So people have been the quad bike. If you are on Instagram, you can follow us Montgomery_residences GH. You can see some of the images and videos over there. Thank you for the question. So we are open now, but for the greater part, by the end of the year, we should have the phase 1 fully ready. Any other question before I hand over? it's a very good exercise to know the names of people. I read mathematics in KNUST, and one question I couldn't answer on our vector analysis exams. It was 50 questions and 1 point per question. And people were racing through. Then the last question, number 50, everybody in the class was quiet. What is my full name? That's what the lecturer wrote, like, what is my full name? And he was like, I don't want my first name. I don't want my nickname. What is my full name for 1 point? 80% of the class got it wrong, including myself. So it's good to know people's name. Anyway, thank you very much. You're welcome. Right from here, you can also visit our restaurant and also dine there. Thank you, Gareb. Thank you, all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Osei. That was insightful. You know, this is the second time I'm meeting you. The first one was online. We were at a conference together and you talked about Silicon Accra. I remember asking why you chose the name Silicon Accra. I don't know if it rings a bell. Yes. I wonder why you chose. I asked you why you chose the name Silicon Accra because we're talking about tech.
Yes.
That's right. Yes. And then that's another story. But then when you talked about it, you did not say how big, how huge it was. It sounded like just a little place for a tech company. Yes. So, well, thank you. I'm excited. Of Mikasa would like to say something. He also wants to share a word with us. Oh, Mr. Rakad is behind you. Yeah, I've heard of Mikasa too.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Right. So most of the things I had planned on saying have already been covered by my able, how do I call it? The high table well, I'll just say co-members essentially. So I wanted to talk about the history of the industry, how we got where we started from and how we got to where we are today. So essentially, history of real estate, like it has been mentioned before, real estate is one of the oldest industries in here. Before we were even here, the land was here before we came. From, what they call it, religious perspective, we're actually created from the earth. So we are part of the real estate. Now, I'll just make it into before the internet became very strong in here and after the internet became more openly accepted by citizens of the place. So before the internet, the way in which people were advertising properties was mainly through word of mouth. So you tell someone, I've got this property for rent or for sale, the person tells another person, that clearly was not going to go very far. Some people got more innovative about it, and then they moved on to creating rudimentary signs, very crude. So the person writes on chalk, 2-bedroom property available here, stuff like that. Well, yes, that's the nice thing about evolution. The very basic things, no matter how many years in the future, someone still finds value in it and still does it, but the problems are still there. It does not go as far as it's supposed to. Then for those that were a bit more innovative and had the money for it, they could go on radio, and that was quite a few because people really didn't see the value of that kind of advertising. Right. So moving forward from there, we had, I don't know how many of you still remember, when we started getting a lot of online marketplaces coming in, there was just one. And that was, does anyone remember? Google Trader. You guys are not part of the conversation, it's for them. Right, so Google Trader was here. And they introduced what essentially Tonaton and GG and the rest of them have tried to do, a general marketplace. So they opened it was completely free for anybody at all to use. And it was open in, I think, most of West Africa. They opened up, they set it up, they had a lot of people joining on, so you could sell just about anything. I don't know how many of you know Craigslist in the US. So it was essentially a replication of Craigslist in Ghana here. But for whatever reason, somewhere towards the end of 2013, they sent out an email to every user telling them they are shutting down their business. Their main intent for which they did this was to show us what was possible with the internet, and with the adoption that had come through, they felt like people had understood, and now it was time for other players to come in and then take over from there. Because clearly, if they had stayed, a lot of these businesses today that exist would not have been able to compete. Thankfully, that was the time when my company was coming out, Mikasa. So they stepped out and we launched that same year. Only that we didn't make it open to everybody. What we made it focus on was just real estate. So properties for rent, for sale. At the time, we're not doing lands. We stayed away from there. That was mainly because two of the founders, myself and Kelvin, had decided to step into the shoes of a real estate agent, which I'm sure a lot of you already know. Like Chris explained earlier, to start out as a real estate agent in this country until recently, well, the laws have not been enforced yet. You don't necessarily need any particular formal training that gives you a certificate that says you're an agent. So we just stepped into their shoes, learned the rudimentaries, we were actually agents for a while, and the main purpose of it was just to understand the industry we were entering into and how to support the people that we're going to be working with. So for about a year we're doing this, and then we set up the site to be able to meet the needs of real estate agents, essentially a marketplace where you could advertise your properties for rent, for sale, and then reach the market you're looking out for. So as we proceeded, we had other players come in, of course. So there was Jumia, at the time that was Lamudi. I don't know how many of you remember Lamudi. So Lamudi also came in the same year as we launched, with a lot more money, a lot more money to spend. So they had a lot of PR all over the place. We were operating from a kitchen at Mest, so clearly we didn't have the power to actually match up with them. Well, that's the other thing. Being the underdog is always a very interesting position to be in. You find a way to leverage on the strengths of your competitors. So we worked along the line. To cut a long story short, we grew alongside them. We competed for a bit. At some point, we just acquired them silently and made ourselves number one in the industry. And then, so going through all of these, like we had opened up the space, allowed people to at least have access to a market that was much larger than just Ghana, because the internet is open to just about anybody at all that has access. There are some other issues that were coming up. So some issues from the very inception of the profession in the country still remain. There were certain people that always had problems trusting agents. Some of the reasons for it are diverse. Part of it was because we had so many different laws regulating lands in this country, which was part of why we stayed away from it. The laws were about 10 or 11. I have a whole list of them in here, but since I'm not reading from the laptop, I don't have them. Right. So the complications were too many. You might abide by this law and be in contravention of another one. So it was quite hectic to go through all of that. Thankfully, in 2020, we had the new Lands Act 1036, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Right, so that has consolidated so many of those and abolished the previous one. So now it makes things quite a lot easier. And some of the provisions they brought in there also kind of help us over here. So for instance, they've criminalized certain actions that certain people who were unscrupulous in the business were doing. Like for instance, removing land markers and then pretending as though you own certain things, giving false information, all of that. They've all been criminalized now. And anyone that's found culpable of them will be prosecuted. What that also means is that as agents, there's a little more culpability on agents now. So I think it will be very useful for us to at least get ourselves more abreast with some of these things. Mikasa has written articles on these things, so on our blog, anyone that goes online and searches, you can easily find them. Right. In addition to that, in furtherance, you find, apart from the Lands Act that generally regulates all real estate, we also have our own selves, the agents and brokers, that also need to be regulated. Before that actually came in, that's actually when the GAR was conceived in 2018. The idea it became very obvious, like I think David mentioned earlier, that there needs to be structure, like in other countries where they have things like an MLS where there's a whole database of every property that exists, who represents it. You can trace how far back the transactions concerning a property have been. You can know who the original owner was, who it passed to, how it passed to that person, all of that until the current person. So you have nothing to worry about when you are representing a property. Unfortunately, in Ghana, for that to happen, it requires agents, professionals in the industry to be able to put in the work. At the end of the day, when you put in the work, putting your properties in there, what it will translate into is more ease for you as you work moving forward. I think in a different discussion, we'll go through exactly what the MLS really means. This is not the forum for it. I'm just giving a general overview. Right. So one of the other issues that faced agents was the lack of trust in agents. Quite a lot of people feel as though agents are out to defraud them or to scam them. Unfortunately, there are some unscrupulous people in the industry who come in purposely for just that. There are some people who seem to have the mindset that if there's a business, a legitimate business that exists, his job or her job is to come in, pretend to be one of the people, and defraud people just to make quick cash and go out. So for that reason, the GAR was conceived of to set up basically a set of ethics that the industry could be recognized by. And then with time, if anyone got to know that you were a member of this particular organization, at the time it was the GAR, today it's Gareb, anyone knowing you were a member of this association would have the confidence in dealing with you in your professional capacity as a real estate agent. And this actually, I still feel, is a very, very strong and relevant industry in the face of the fact that in 2020, a bill was passed to regulate the real estate agencies. And I'll just inform that it has actually been assented to by the president, and now the act is out there. I think, yes, this is the act. I actually didn't know about it until today. I didn't know it was signed already. So this exists today, and I recommend that everyone here gets a copy of it and reads it. When you read it, you'll find actually that a lot of the things in here are already things that the Gareb is doing already. So being a member of Gareb essentially will mean that by the time that the government gets its act together and the various bodies that are going to be formed to enforce this act actually start working, you are already 70% of the way to becoming licensed real estate agents. And then you can just continue your work as if nothing happened. Unlike other people who have not joined yet and will still have to start from scratch, learn new things, and go through all the various tests that are going to be coming through. So with that said, I think I'll end at this point and encourage members who have not joined yet to go ahead, pick up forms at the back there, join Gareb, and also enjoy the networking opportunities that we provided over here. Thank you very much.
Fascinating. It appears a lot is happening, and it's good to know. I have a question. How does one become a broker? And does one just up and say, I'm registering to become a broker, or their processes? And how do I get my license if I'm interested? So, yeah.
Okay, so now we don't have, because the act has been passed, everything is in the act, and before we can work with it, unless the board start giving certificates, certify the brokers. So once that is not done, we cannot define it clearly, but the process is saying that we need to be licensed, we need to be certified before you become a broker. And the process is by going through training and then writing an exams before the board can approve of your certification. So that is not done yet, but Gareb has started the process, like our chairman said earlier, that when you join Gareb, the process of being a member, you pick up a form, you go through a police check. Once the report is in, then you become a member of Gareb. And the same process, I think, the government will use to certify brokers and agents. So once you follow the Gareb process now, it's obvious you become a licensed broker when the board start issuing their licenses.
Interesting. I asked because when I went online, I saw that there were certain courses available on one of the Montgomery sites, and that was interesting for me. Because like you said, it's so not Ghanaian to see that happening, but now it is Ghanaian now. It's a vast improvement. So if you're interested, I will encourage you to check the site yourself and then perhaps begin to prepare yourself, in anticipation of getting the necessary knowledge that you require whilst you wait for your license. That's just by the way. I'll continue by asking Madam Catherine, the current secretary, to give us the vote of thanks, and then we'll take the property tour.
Thank you very much. Right, we have forms at the back there on the table if you want to join the association. Actually, not if. We encourage all of you to join the association. If you want to sell the properties here at Montgomery Residences, you have to join the association so we can standardize the commission and have an agreement with Montgomery. Okay. I'd like to say thank you very much to Mikasa I guess since you've all seen Mikasa, if you want to advertise on Mikasa, I'm sure we can go into some sort of negotiations and get some discounts, right? Has anyone tried to advertise on Mikasa? Yes. Okay, so can you share it with us? Discount, exactly. We need discount. Not a 15% discount. We want about 50% discount because we are members of the association.
I'm interested, but what was the outcome? I like your question. You said it if you wanted to share with us. What was the outcome when you advertised?
I think I did get
Good. So thank you very much, Mikasa. Again, thank you to our board and our founders, Hannah and Chris. We are very grateful and for all the encouragement, support. You told us that we can do it, and we've done it. And I can see that this program is a success. Thank you. We would like to thank Mr. David Osei. I think he's out now, but without him, we wouldn't have been here. He has given us refreshment. In fact, he provided almost everything that we can see here. So thank you to David, and thank you, fellow agents. Thank you to the great team. We have a great executives now, and I'm sure we're going to work together nicely and also attend to your needs. So please, don't leave without completing the membership form. The dues is not that expensive. We have the, I think VP can talk about our dues, right? We have the membership director here as well, the treasurer and all of that. Would you like to talk about the dues briefly? Yeah, we want you to know that it is not that expensive, so you should join the association. It is 400 Ghana cedis a year and a one-time membership fee of 100 Ghana cedis, right? Yes. And you can join as a company, that is 1,000 Ghana cedis if you join as a company. We have the CEO and the partner here. So if you want, because I noticed that when you completed the form, you said you are not part of the association. So if you want your company to join, it's 1,000 Ghana cedis. You can choose to pay monthly or quarterly. You don't have to pay the entire dues outright. Okay. Thank you very much again. Thanks for making this success. Thank you. I'll hand over to the MC now.
Thank you, Catherine. Thank you. So now I would like to take... Oh, you had a question?
Yes.
I don't think it's going to answer.
Something I want to ask the board, basically. So we know that there are these new government laws, and I want to know how the board is protecting us as agents. Have you influenced these laws in any way?
So I know for a fact that these two seated here were consultants in the passing of this particular act, right?
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Great. I want to know how we are protected, basically.
So that's just another reason why you should join Garib.
Right.
All right. Just to add to that, Hannah and I we went into Parliament. This was done by Parliament. We went into Parliament, was part of the process. We put in fact, before that, we even gave copies to our members to, if they had any issues or any additions. All that was done. What I can assure you is that anything that has to do with real estate, we are all part of it. Now, I'm a developer and she is, but we are agents. We're agents, brokers before developers. And so we are here to make sure everything that agents and brokers will need will be part of it. The association is one of the 2 associations in Ghana. And the act was saying that we should alternate. So now we have another association that is a rep on the board. Next 2 years or so, we will have our rep on that board. But there's surveyors, GHIS, there's all those partner financial, yes, all those people in that board that make sure that we are not left out. Yeah, thank you.
Let me add to that as well. Thank you for that great question. And just to add that Gareb also has a legal team backing the association. I'll give you an example. An individual did not have their commission paid, and so when they contacted the association, the legal team was able to write a letter to the individual who was holding their commission. As soon as they got the letter from the legal team, they immediately released the commission. So it lets you know that you're not an agent that's on an island by your own, but you have an entity that is backing you up, and that is so essential in this real estate industry. So thank you for your question.
I hope you're satisfied. Okay, to a point. Well, you can still have chit chats with them after on the tour and get some more. Yes, yeah. So, thank you. Now, I guess we're ready to go on the tour. Someone has a question? Can non-Ghanaians be members? But they would have to have a resident permit and have a license.
Exactly. Once you have all the legal requirements to work in Ghana, and even if you are coming from another country with another certification, the Act makes it possible for you to transfer or transpose that, but you'll be given some exemptions before the board will give you your certification. So for now, things are not that difficult. So start doing things now before the board starts making things much more difficult. Yeah.
It's a new day for the real estate industry, it's a new day for brokers, and it's a new day for agents.